Good morning, second English students. We will continue the topic two epics. Okay, two epics are absolutely a part of Indian literature. Two epics, that is Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay, and actually I thought to complete this lesson by today itself, but okay, it doesn't matter. We will complete this particular topic, the two epics. And overall, what A.K. Ramanujan says is that these two epics are so important in Indian people life. Okay, and see, it is not, they are not, Valmiki alone wrote Ramayanam, and Vyasa alone wrote Mahabharatam. It is not so, and actually many stories were added to these epics, and in all Indian languages these stories were written, and especially at least in oral literature these stories were written. Okay, so this is the thing, and many stories were added to these epics. Lots of stories. See, for example, Egalaivan, and I guess you all know the story of Egalaivan, and in some version there is story of Egalaivan, and some other story there may not be the story of Egalaivan. Likewise, many stories were added and deleted in Ramayanam and Mahabharatam. Okay, so in all Indian languages they were orally transmuted. Okay, so we do not know that this episode is there in Ramayanam. This episode is not there in Ramayanam. Such things we cannot say. Okay, in Sanskrit language itself, there are 300 versions of Ramayana. Okay, so there are 300 versions of Ramayanam in Sanskrit itself. Okay, in one version the scene is like this, in another version there is the scene is like this, and in one version of Ramayanam Sita always obeys Rama. Okay, in another version of Ramayanam Sita protests against Rama, I will not obey you. Likewise, there are many versions of Ramayanam, and in all the languages it is written, and at least in oral literature Ramayanam, these two epics were written. Okay, and another point which you have to mention is Bhagavad Gita is a separate book, and we have to mention that Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Okay, see, in the original version and in most of the version Bhagavad Gita is not there. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is a separate book. Okay, but that particular scene is taken from the story of Mahabharata. Okay, so Arjuna says that I will not wage war against my stepbrothers, and Krishna says no, it is your duty. So in this birth it is your duty, and you have to do it. So it is a simple line: do your duty and leave the results to the Almighty. Okay, so that is the explanation of this particular line. The explanation of this particular philosophy is Bhagavad Gita. It is Bhagavad Gita is such a long book. Okay, Lord Krishna freezes the whole universe, and then he teaches the concept of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And finally, the main theme of Bhagavad Gita is always going to be do your duty and leave the results to the Almighty. Okay, so this is the theme of Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Okay, and let's say in most of the version it is Bhagavad Gita is simply written in one line in most of the version, and Arjuna says no, I will not wage war against my own stepbrothers. No, Krishna says yes, you have to do it, and okay, I will do it, Arjuna says, and then the war continues. Okay, but it has its own philosophy, and the philosophy is well defined in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and see, there are lots and lots of sub-stories in Mahabharata, lots and lots of characters in these two epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay, and let's say they are long narratives. In that narrative, we learn this is how we have to live life, and this is what happened, this is what India is, and accordingly we have to live. And these two epics should be imbibed by all Indians. Okay, when we imbibe by all Indians, the concept of dharma itself is again the concept of dharma itself is a kind of controversy. Okay, see, say for example, I mean, we should take the relationship between Sita and Rama. Okay, and when Rama recovered Sita from Ravana, and immediately Rama tell her that prove your chastity. Okay, so prove that you do not have any relationship with Ravana in this 14 years. Okay, and Sita immediately obliges it, and in one version Sita immediately obliges, and in another version Sita disobey, but she is forced to prove her chastity, and she argues with Rama, and now today we say that what Rama did is wrong. Okay, and your husband should not say like this. Okay, and I mean, if you take Mahabharata, and the main, most important theme of Ramayana is that monogamy is the way we have to lead life. Okay, it is both male as well as female. Okay, so both husband as well as wife, they should not practice polygamy, and they should practice only monogamy. But in case of Mahabharata, it is not so. And they practice Lord Krishna and Bhima Arjuna. See, these Pandavas, they marry a girl, Draupadi, and this particular girl has 5 husbands, and each 5 husbands have their own wife. Okay, Yudhishthira also married some other girls, Arjuna also married some other girls, and so system is polygamy. Okay, and Lord Krishna says there is nothing wrong in it. Okay, the concept of dharma changes from one age to another age. This is said in Mahabharata itself. Okay, but Ramayana says dharma cannot be changed; it is forever. But in Mahabharata, dharma, the concept of dharma, நல்லது கெட்டது ஒவ்வொரு காலகட்டத்துக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி மாறும். It changes according to its age. Okay, so in that in Rama's age, monogamy was good for people's life, but in age of Mahabharata, polygamy is there is nothing wrong in polygamy, and in this age in Kali Yuga, monogamy should be practiced. So the concept of dharma is changing. Okay, and we have to understand this great philosophy that the concept of dharma changes from one age to another age. In this particular age, which is good for most of the living creatures. Okay, and when I live, I have to kill another creature. Okay, that's how only plants alone, without killing other creatures, plants alone can live. But even in insect and human beings, we have to kill other people, other living creatures. The paddy itself has a lot, hundreds of living creatures. Each and every rice is a seed. It is a living creature. Okay, there is living creature in a rice. Okay, so we have to kill those creatures, and then only we can live. Okay, when this is the case, and to what extent we can live without harming others. Okay, so that is to be Mahabharata, and without troubling other creatures. That is மற்ற உயிரினங்களை இம்சிக்கிறது. Ahimsa is non-troubling. Okay, so without troubling other creatures, how can we lead life? And that is what good for everyone. Okay, so again, Mahabharata is ultimately a complex philosophy, and we have to understand the concept of Mahabharata in a proper way, and then we have to follow it. Okay, so this should be the case, and Indians should follow. Indians should remember both Ramayana and Mahabharata, and Indian lifestyle is so and so that we know Ramayana and Mahabharata. But after the advent of British and especially after independence, most of us do not know the main theme of Mahabharata and Ramayana. And if I ask you, most of you would have watched in Vijay TV Mahabharatam, and in television version only not all of you, some of you would have watched it, and by that only even myself I know the story. Actually I read in internet the full story, but after watching the filmatized version of Mahabharatam in Vijay TV, I am able to remember it clearly. Okay, so that's what I can say. In my college days, I read the summary, and in library and the internet I read it. But after watching the film version, I am able to remember it clearly. And even the Vijay TV version is 80% very close to. Though the episode is not in chronological order, 80%. It is sincere to the original version of Mahabharatam, and I recommend you to watch it. But at the same time, you read the summary or even the original text if possible. Okay, so they reflect human life, and they reflect human symbolism, and so we have to lead. And we can change the concept of dharma, but to the maximum extent, we should not trouble other living creatures. Okay, so that is said to be Mahabharatam, and most important point is that there are lots and lots of versions in all the languages. The Mahabharatam and Ramayana were written. Okay, in Tamil language it is written, in Oriya language it is written, Bengali language it is written, and at least in all the languages, in oral literature, Mahabharatam and Ramayana is written, and in all the languages we have various versions. Even in Sanskrit also, we have various versions of Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay, this point you all must mention. And another point is that Ramayanam is all the characters are perfect and ideal. Ravana is perfect in his own point of view, and Dasharathan is perfect in his own point of view, and Kaikeyi and whatever the characters may be, all the characters is perfect in their own version. Okay, but in Mahabharatam, none of the characters are perfect. Arjuna or even Yudhishthira, the hero of Mahabharatam, he is not perfect. Lord Krishna himself is not perfect. Okay, and all the characters know their own limitations. Okay, Mahabharatam is more of practical oriented, and Ramayana is more of ideal. This is how such kind of life cannot be led by human beings. Okay, see, Sita and Ramayana are chastity. They have chastity even from the heart. Okay, from the heart they proved the chastity, both Rama and Sita. But from the heart, is it possible for us to prove our chastity? And that is not questionable. And therefore, Mahabharata says there is nothing wrong in it. Okay, so in your heart you are not chaste. Okay, so what? It doesn't matter. Okay, and the character of Rama itself is very serious, and he never cracks jokes, and scarcely he laughs. Even if we laugh, it should have purpose. When we laugh, it should not hurt other human beings. And to that extent, Rama is very serious. But Lord Krishna always mocks all the characters. He mocks Duryodhana, he mocks Arjuna, he mocks Yudhishthira, and he mocks all the characters. He is more of fun-like character. Okay, and all the characters know their own limitation. This is my fault. And I do not know how far I can change myself, but we all must know our own fault. Okay, so that should be the case. And in case of Ramayana, we should know our own fault, and we have to change ourselves. This is the idea of Ramayana. But in Mahabharata, we should know our own fault. When our faults, when our limitations hurt others, I should keep my faults within myself in such a way that it should not hurt other living creatures, not only human beings, even living creatures. Okay, suppose I have the fault of sadism, I have pleasure in troubling other creatures, and let it be with myself. Let it be with myself. Okay, I am very angry with you. I should chop each and every finger, and I should trouble you. If this is my mentality, let it be there in my mind alone. Okay, in my mind, I am very sadist. Okay, but I should not express my sadism to any living creature. Even for little insect, I should not express my my sadism. This is the concept of Mahabharata. But in Ramayana, if I have sadism, then you are wrong. And yes, I became angry in my heart. In my heart, I became angry with you. That itself is sin in Ramayana. Okay, in Mahabharata, all of us are evil in the heart. Don't express yourself. Even if you express yourself, it should not hurt other things. Okay, if I imagine an insect, a doll as insect, and I am troubling it, and I using my knife, I am killing it. It is only a doll, therefore it never hurts anyone. There is nothing wrong in it. Okay, so this is the concept of Mahabharata, and we have to be very careful in understanding Mahabharata and Ramayana, and it is our responsibility to protect these two great epics. Okay. So, first of all, we have to understand it in a proper way. At this point, you have to mention it. That's what Eka Ramanujan says. So, definitely, we all must understand Mahabharata, but we should not misunderstand it. Okay, we should understand it in a proper way. And in one version, they say that Sita argued with Rama. In another version, they say Sita never argued with Rama. Whatever it may be. So, in one version, Sita argues with Rama. And so, what Sita did is right or wrong, that we will discuss. And in another version, Sita simply obeyed Rama. Whether what she did is right or wrong, that we have to discuss. But we have to know that Rama questioned Sita's chastity, and Sita argued with him, and that we know, and we have to analyze, we have to discuss. We as teachers and students and with the family members, whether you follow Christianity or Islam, it doesn't matter. We as Indians should know these two epics, and we have to analyze these two stories, what these characters did is right or wrong. Okay, so whether the Pandavas gambled their kingdom and wife is right or wrong, whether Pandavas married a single girl is right or wrong. In what situation they married, in what situation they gambled their kingdom and their wife, and such thing we have to discuss and analyze. Okay, so it is our responsibility, but because of British rule, we simply forgot these two epics. Okay, so okay, that's all. We will continue in next video. Thank you.